here on the Make We Talk program on the Roots 96.1 FM radio station. We have with us this morning the man himself, Mr. Wayne Lonesome, along with attorney at law, former FBI agent, talk show host, Wilfred Radigan, the man who hailed from Waterhouse, a man who doesn't mince word to talk what is going on in Jamaica. And before we go any further, Mr. Lonesome and Mr. Ratigan, we also have a clip in here that was sent to me this morning that happened in Halfway Tree. That we all need to see this. The Jamaica Fire Brigade is calling out for help. Members of the Jamaica Fire Brigade is calling out for help. And this is the video that came up this morning.
Corruption and the billions of...
I love that young lady too much, you know.
Good morning. Daybreak, atop of the Halfway Tree Transport Center, highlighting the need for welfare for the firefighters. No retreat, no surrender. We need a better Jamaica. No retreat, no surrender. Welfare for the firefighters.
This is what is going on in Jamaica. The entire public sector is going down the drain because we don't have people who put the public sector interest at heart. But this morning we're going to dig deeper into something that happened, a breaking news that only Roots FM carried. The only radio station in Jamaica that take a breaking news, a Jamaican citizen who lives overseas, who decide to put a lawsuit against the Commissioner of Police for him to step aside because he's not doing his job. Let me go in a little bit deeper. In the Supreme Court of Jamaica, in the Civil Division, Wayne Brown, otherwise known as Wayne Lonesome, on the behalf of themselves and 562 other members of the Jamaican diaspora community in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, has filed a lawsuit against the Police Service Commission. And what they're saying, what Mr. Lonesome is asking for, is that the Commissioner of Police step aside. I have with me this morning the goodly gentleman Wayne Lonesome and our good friend from round by Waterhouse. Is he right behind him there? There's where he come from. He know what it's like to eat hard dough bread and tin mackerel. But God is good to him. He end up going overseas and becoming an FBI agent and also an attorney at law. Now he's speaking on the behalf of poor, pauperizing Jamaicans. Mr. Lonesome, unmute your mic and tell the people of Jamaica, the listening audience in Radio Land, why did you decide to put a lawsuit against the Commissioner of Police?
Yes, afternoon. Good morning in Jamaica.
Yes.
Good afternoon to our listeners overseas. Yes, all right. So far too long now, we have, nepotism, cronyism, and we have some politically aligned commissioners instead of real police, right? This historical lawsuit against Major Anthony Anderson, yeah, It indicates the time has come to truly give account for his stewardship in Jamaica Constabulary Force. You understand? Because the constabulary force for over the years it have some good stewardship, but this one was unpicked, was a very wrong choice. And on that, under his watch, crime continued to rise up. Yeah, you don't see move towards no one up top. Like people from the SSL and all these kind of people. Only thing this man know to do is use state of public emergency and the poor and needy and step in them neck. And then they get raised up here for it. Over $4.8 million. And them told him say him doing good. But tell me what, when them do a survey, 91% of the people know say, well, him not doing a good job. Disapproval ratings. That alarming. And each time this man open him mouth, remember him can't not just the audience and him can't not just himself. You understand? And it's a mark with Jamaica. The longer them keep him there, it put Jamaica citizens at risk. You have to risk more. All right, let's get the Prime Minister talking about you have risk if you keep people. You have risk to lose your life. You have risk right now to losing your loved ones them in Jamaica as long as this man go on the helm as the commissioner. He's not a commissioner to me. He don't even speak police language. Rattigan, you can attest to that. You understand? Him don't speak police language. You understand? And the most thing that hurt me, I see a lot of breaches. For instance, you'd have one in a COVID where you have members of parliament, and also cabinet minister. Them breach the COVID Act, right? And them to shower labor right and them drink and everything. And when them ask them, I can say, we don't say, something about prosecute and thing because I like quote him writing, I like play videos and quote him right. Yes, and then when you look them just sweep that under the carpet. You come with real reading situation.
Hold on for me, Mr. Lonesome. Are you playing some music in the background?
No, me, man, not me. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
Yes. So them come with real rich situation. You don't hear him talk. Anything for politician and the big like people from PSOG and the big boys, I call them the big boys. You don't hear nothing from him. Them find the court on the court port where you hear him come out and make a speech. If it was some ghetto you to see him run out. And the man is a zero performer. Let me just put it this way. Zero performer and a danger to society. He need to retire and step away and give good police. Can you have good police come through the rank? Make police can do policing again. Him is a stumbling block. Straight up.
Mr. Rattigan, you're an attorney at law. Do you have the document in front of you, sir? Can dig deep and explain to the people of Jamaica what Mr. Lonesome has filed in the Supreme Court re the non-performance of Jamaica's Commissioner of Police. That they can, man in the layman's term, man born by a Waterhouse, down at Tivale, and other people can understand. Because the people of the Vumvava and the Vumvavi, I'm already understanding them, but they don't have the guts to put a lawsuit against the Commissioner of Police for non-performance. The people of our country is in dire need of help. So, do you have the documents in front of you, Mr. Rattigan? Can you explain to us more?
Yes, I do. Good morning to you, Mr. Tavares. Morning, my brother. Morning of the wilderness. And good morning to...
Continue talking.
Good morning and good afternoon to wherever you are in the diaspora and in Jamaica. This lawsuit was filed on behalf of Wayne Brown. But actually, it's filed on behalf of the diaspora through Wayne Brown, and it's a civil matter. So you don't have a plaintiff and a defendant. Where you have a complainant and respondents, or what they have here, they have applicants and respondents. So Mr. Lonesome would be the applicant, and as well as the 562 members of the Jamaican diaspora community in the UK, Canada, and the US. And the respondents would be the Police Services Commission, and that's the commission that's responsible for selecting the police commissioner. And the Public Service Commission, they're responsible also. They're also involved with the well, not necessarily the selection process, but removal process. And this lawsuit seeks to have the court declare that the police commissioner is unfit for duty, essentially, saying that he's a colossal failure. And as Mr. Lonesome said, every time he fails, people die. They're not coming back. So every mistake that he makes is detrimental to the public. Also, he's asking for what we call in America mandamus writ. By the way, I'm not licensed to practice in Jamaica, just so everybody knows that. I'm licensed to practice in the US, but not in Jamaica. But I have a fairly good understanding of what's going on here. So,
and just to let our listeners know, sorry to butt in, Mr. Rattigan, just to let our listeners know that the suit was not filed in Florida, it was filed in Jamaica.
Correct. Yes. It was filed in the Civil Division of the Supreme Court yesterday. And then Mr. Lonesome went on to he's also asking the court for mandamus writ, which is interesting because it's asking he's asking for the Police Services Commission to produce the performance evaluation for the police commissioner. And this is significant in the sense that if you have a man with a 91% disapproval rating from the people that he's supposedly serving, and if that's contradicted by his boss, the Minister of National Security, who says that this man is an outstanding performer, then we're going to have a serious problem, because the Minister of National Security is going to have to explain how is it that he sees this person as an outstanding performer, yet the people that he's supposed to be serving, they find him to be at least 91% of them disapprove of the work that he's doing. He's also asking for them to retire him. He's over 50 years of age, and he wants to retire him based on reasonable cause, because he cannot stem. He's failed to stem the rising tide of crime and violence in Jamaica. So this performance evaluation, it's going to be interesting, because you want to know how was he evaluated, what are his scores, and I can tell you right now, they probably never evaluated this man, never, which is a disservice to the Jamaican public, because you cannot be in a civil service position, high-ranking civil service position, and not be subjected to performance evaluations. It's just unheard of. So if they don't have it, if they never did it, that's very troubling. And if they go now and try to do it, and try to cook up something right now, that's going to come out in court. And that's even worse. If they didn't do it, it's best for them to come and say, look, we just didn't do it, which is problematic in and of itself. But to cook up something and then we determine later on that, no, they cooked this up after the lawsuit was filed, then that's a problem, because it's been there since 2018. So and again, the lawsuit goes on to say that, look, this man is a danger to the society every time you keep him there, because he's failed to do his job. He's failed to implement effective policies. SOEs are not working. And we know it, they know it, the Jamaican public knows it, the diaspora knows it, the whole world knows that SOEs, they're not working, because he's using it. He calls it enhanced security measure, There's nothing enhanced or security about it. The only thing that they say it stops traffic, doesn't stop crime. So, that in and of itself is a problem. Then Mr. Lonesome went on to give the facts supporting his request. And the facts, if you read them, they're uncontroverted. They're uncontroverted. He talks about, lives been lost, talks about people losing return on investments because they're afraid because of the crime rate in Jamaica, talks about people's fear for their security to move around, talks about the failure to serve, protect, and reassure. Talks about the number of murders over the years, particularly in 2022, when we had approximately 1,500 murders. And I'm sure what will come out at this hearing is that the police, Minister of National Security, announced that he's been spending 1.2 billion Jamaican dollars. Now, give or take a few million because of COVID, that they repurposed the funds. But be that as it may, he said he's been spending a tremendous amount of money on transforming the JCF and improving their crime fighting capability. Yes, we haven't seen much of that. In fact, some people would argue that we haven't seen any of that because the police, they haven't been provided with the necessary resources to fight crime. And in other words, they've been given a basket to carry water. So,
Mr. Rattigan, a lot of Jamaicans may ask the question, sir, that Mr. Wayne Brown, aka Wayne Lonesome, a citizen of Jamaica, hailed from the parish of Manchester. A lot of people may say that he's filing this lawsuit. Would it go anywhere?
well,
Your views
look,
on that, sir?
yeah, when I read this lawsuit and the things that he's asking for, I mean, it has legs. Now it depends on the judge to whom it's assigned, whether he'll move forward with it or not. But be that as it may, there are other, he can always appeal if they decide not to, if they dismiss it as frivolous. He can always appeal that. But here is something that's even more. Here's something that's interesting. This filing, as it's like a centipede, a whole heap of legs right now, because I've been getting phone calls from people who are telling me, from journalists who are telling me that they're getting phone calls from other journalists asking about this. Is it true? Is it real? Does it have substance to it? And yes, it does have substance to it. And in addition to the substance, this has damaged the police commissioner forever.
Yes.
He will not be able to meet with his international partners, look them in the eye, and say, trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'm a credible partner. I'm a competent partner, because this lawsuit says he's a complete failure. Then what about the morale of the JCF? How is he going now? Because some of them know a lot of them know that what's written in this thing, if they read it, they know it's true. So when they sit, how does he present himself now to the high command? I mean, the cat's out of the bag. I mean, they know that he's not the candidate for this job. This job. Look, he may have been able to run the JDF, but the JCF is a different animal, and he's proven time and time again that he doesn't have the capability, he doesn't have the skill, he doesn't have the aptitude, he doesn't have the experience to deal with this. And so it's time for him to move on and act in a grandfatherly fashion to his grandchildren or grandchild. That's what he needs to do. He needs to step aside now and let new blood, fresh blood, experienced blood, people know what they're doing. And by the way, they have people in the JCF who can do this job. I firmly believe that. There are people in the JCF who can do this job. So it's time for him to move on. And also, it's time for the Jamaican government to stop with the experiment, the military experiment where they put military people in charge of police. This is the third time they've done it. And it's the third time they've failed. And this is the worst failure. This is the worst because they've spent more money than ever to deal with it. And they've put him there and they've given him a good team to work with. And he's just failed. Everywhere you look, operationally, he's failed. Administratively, he's failed. As far as communications, He's failed. He's failed everywhere. So why
I,
are we keeping him?
right. I'm gonna ask. I know Roots FM was the only radio station in Jamaica that had access to the document that Mr. Wayne Lonesome filed in the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston. And I have one of my journalists on there. Owen, are you there with us? Owen? Owen or Dud, if you're there with us, I know you have some question you want to ask Mr. Lonesome or attorney and talk show host Wilfred Radigan. If you're still there with us, you can unmute your mic and ask a question, Mr. Brown. But until Owen comes in, Wayne,
Yes.
go ahead. Oh, hold on there. Owen, you there?
Yes, I'm here. I've
Yes, you
never
have.
realized.
You're the one who broke the news yesterday. When you got the documents in your hand or on your phone, sir, and you're reading the breaking news, what was going through your mind as a journalist?
Yes, I was wowed. I was like, wow. Well, there's some action. There needs to be some level of accountability. We're yet to hear of any evaluation or anything like that. I know a lot of times the evaluations maybe to some extent confidential, but at least based on a number of polls that we've seen done, Jamaica and Jamaicans, we've to some extent disapproved of their leadership. Based on the polls, a lot of persons were saying that the security minister and also um, the, sec- the security
Commission.
and the commissioner,
Mm.
right? They're both not in a good standing with Jamaicans. So seeing the document yesterday, reading the document yesterday, quite detailed, and I was intrigued with the language, and it's good that at least the diaspora, they are speaking up, and they have a strong voice too, and it's interesting now to see if there will be a response to this that was filed. So it was an interesting response from me.
Mr. Lonesome?
Yes, man. All right. So the government, we have to send a strong signal to the government. No more, anky panky. No more with you, put some puppets over the JCF to run the JCF and dictate to the JCF. We're tired of that. You understand? This man don't have no vision, as I said before. No class, no vision. Can't speak to a journalist. And you know that. You ask him a question, you give some stupid answer. Yeah? And then keep on spending the money. You get the biggest money in the history. Like how this is a history, it's a historic lawsuit. Never happened before. In the history of Jamaica, him get the biggest pay. For doing nothing. Murderises, him get the biggest pay. Him cannot command the man and woman in the JCF properly. Right? The man come out and the man talk some things. Sometimes he shape me, my name and everything. I just keep it with, right? Sometimes I have shape me and say, what kind of thing this? The people them get, I know 69, them get the like 10 dozen for 9. People that say them get 69. You get 10 dozen. 10 dozen are required for 9. You understand? The man say him take care of the force and what him do and him have the biggest team and him take care of them. But yes, still, you see in the paper where in Clarendon, police, remember them spend over, him get the budget. Because I'm tell you the budget for him get. $176 billion. We found the police force. But yesterday have police in Clarendon that take taxi to go up on crime scene. No vehicle. In St. Thomas, the same thing. Remember in Golden, somewhere up in East St. Thomas. You remember that person called in and tell us them serve 22 communities. No vehicle. Police get shot. Police get shot, Inferior dress. Arm vest. Police vest. Eh? This man just get up and do a bag of foolishness. No, man. No, man. We have to deal with this, man. Yeah.
And
You may wonder why.
Don't forget. We have, all right. We have, with all respect all over the world, you know, when a fallen soldier or, you know, police or something, you know, on the line of duty, them always have a 21 gun salute. It comprises of 7 police or soldiers or officers line up, right, in a formation, and them have a 3 bursts. 1, 2, 3, get 21 gun salute. This commissioner talk about the 21 gun salute, and you have fallen police like Mullins, and even the past commissioner Lucius Thomas. This man go and shoot up them funeral. Him get 39 gun salute. Make them line up 13 police behind each other, and it hurt me head. You can't believe. And then when them fire, line up, 39. Remember, in a 13, I fire 3 times. The 39 that 313 is 39. And him no business. Me talk, and the man go back to Lucius Thomas go shoot it up again. So me I say, no man, this commissioner have to move. Like him a double down on us.
Wayne, don't forget the new beginning speech.
And then the new beginning. You go to the man graveside, the man wife they are mourn, him kids are mourn, and they like them see back their father, she not see back her husband, our kids them father and everything. And Sir Anderson.
Yes, remember you're on air, yes.
And Sir Anderson. Remember everything, Jeffrey. Sir Anderson, go around and tell them this is a new beginning. You know, new part of like new life, a new begin, and like a great achievement. The man dead, for Christ's sake. If that was my brother or something, I say, listen, me, Commissioner, I better leave, you know, because you know, hear what you're saying, you know, it's embarrassing.
Hold on, let me ask you a question, Lonesome. This Officer Mullins, isn't he the same man who got shot in the chest and died because he didn't have a vest assigned to him?
That same man, yes, that same officer.
But you know something, Wayne and Ratty, Mr. Rattigan. The Ratties are up, you know, when we're not on air.
Man, that's fine, man. You can't call me anything, man. You have the privilege. You have the privilege and the position, so you can't.
Okay, counsel.
All right, speaker.
You know something? We sit down in this country, you know, and we say to ourselves, "What is next in Jamaica?" This morning you get up, you hear of another SOE in Clarendon and St. James. Then you hear that the FID is saying $1 billion is sniping off when it comes on to cyber attack. And the Prime Minister was slapped with some charges or something of the sort. Then the people are saying they won't charge him because there's nothing in there or whatever. And the whole SSL saga, the Minister of Finance lied to the nation, lied to the people of Jamaica about the FBI in Jamaica, and then no FBI is not in Jamaica. The question that I want to ask Mr. Rattigan and Mr. Lonesome, you have put a lawsuit against the Commissioner of Police. Maybe we should put a lawsuit against the Minister of Finance for misleading the people of Jamaica. And by the way, it shouldn't be the Minister of Finance telling the people of Jamaica the FBI is coming into Jamaica. It should be the Minister of National Security or the Commissioner of Police himself. Until now, you don't hear nothing from both gentlemen, neither the Commissioner of Police, the Commissioner, the Minister of National Security, and not even their boss, the Prime Minister, who is the chief servant of the people of this country. In any other modern democracy, the Prime Minister would address the nation pertaining to the SSL saga. Until now, the Prime Minister hasn't addressed the nation or anybody pertaining to the SSL saga. Are we up on a break, Mr. Brown?
Yes, Jeffrey.
Hold on for me, Wayne. Are we up on a break, Mr. Brown?
Yes. About 11.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back on the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. We're listening and watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. This is Rules 96.1 FM, the voice of the inner city. We'll be right back.
My Highland don't salute. My Highland don't salute. Please don't salute. My Highland don't.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
Hi, I'm Marcia.
I'm Adrian.
Join us this and every Wednesday morning for Extraordinary Abilities on Roots 96.1 FM. Join us for news, views, and interviews with extraordinary people. Extraordinary Abilities every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your extraordinary radio station, Roots 96.1 FM. It's going to be fun, informative, and educational, but most of all, it will be extraordinary.
New budget supplies, massive price buster now on. Want to redo that kitchen? Retile that old floor? Stop that leaking roof? Make over the bathroom? It's now or never. White toilet from $14,999. 5-gallon paint from $6,599. Gypsum board $1,749. 50% off UPVC French windows. 10% off kitchen sinks, water tanks, and pumps. 195 Hackleburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. Always the best prices.
My Highland Town salute.
Welcome back to Make We Talk on Roots 96.1 FM, on the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel, on Roots FM YouTube channel and Facebook. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm speaking to a Jamaican by birth. He come here by birth plane, not by aeroplane. Wayne Brown, otherwise known as Wayne Lonesome, was filed a lawsuit against the Commissioner of Police for non-performance. This has never happened in the history of Jamaica. And the only radio station in Jamaica that ended up running this breaking news was the little inner city radio station that everybody is condemning. Roots 96.1 FM, owned and operated by the Mustard Seed community. Mr. Lonesome, welcome back here, Mr. Rattigan. Rattigan is hailed from Waterhouse. As I always said, you know, if you eat lucky girl.
No.
The thing mackerel I meant to say.
Flash out, Jeffrey. Flash out.
Flash out, yes.
Yeah, but again, I better name now in 2023.
Remember real life on the radio, so Mr. Lonesome.
Yes.
I want you, because we don't have enough time here on Roots, but we're going to continue on the Make We Talk YouTube channel for, maybe an hour more, or, less than that. But tell the people of Jamaica what you have been doing within the diaspora to help Jamaicans. In a sense, you don't have to go to details, but what you have been doing, you have been speaking about the injustice of Jamaicans, both in the diaspora and in Jamaica, especially in Jamaica. Tell the people who's listening to us and watching us what you're doing.
All right. So, Roots FM, well, I'm not a stranger to Roots FM, from Baldwin,
Yes.
there and, long time. So, Roots FM, 20 young was my good friend, good colleagues from TVJ days, from JBC days.
You know Dudley Thompson then, man?
Me know them, man. Me know all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm and Baldwin, sometimes me get on there with him, man. Bones, DJ Bones and
Yes.
cool. So, Roots FM, part of the inner city with me back, radio with me back all the while. Right? Them know my work. My work is like, the man in the wind for decades. Them know me do a lot of, charity work, human rights activist work from way back. Go back way back before them even killed my brother. Remember them killed my sick brother and me get death threat from police. Not good police, you have the rebel one, them were one of the things. And I at the time I was coming from Texas, press up some CD and everything, and when that happened, and bury him and go back on the TV and counteract what them are going with. And that's from 1998. But before that, when you talk about from Gilbert, from where I build place, people and other things, so me personally always donate back to the country. Build some place, give some people there, bury some people over there. So I remember, me I do it without my charity, because I'm ready to my charity late. Me just do it because that's how we grow.
Yes.
You understand? Drawing people through the music same way, uplift them and continue. And then we speak truth to power. When it touch the people and the struggling and everything, me as a man, I always first at the line. Too much of the talking, Lonesome my name, some like a lone star soldier.
Yes.
Just go and just do action. Action
Yes.
speaks more than words. Yes.
Right. That's I said we don't have enough time. Wilfred Wright again. You had something to say?
No, I was gonna say that Lonesome mentioned that he was threatened by bad police, and I seen the chat where a lady by the name of Angela Robinson said, "Please know you're well hated, all the panel by the wicked. Be careful." And yeah, we know that, but at the same time, it's not uppermost in our minds because what's uppermost is the safety and the security and the prosperity, the real prosperity of the people of Jamaica, because lots of people died, paid the ultimate price so that we could have this forum right here. We just never had this forum on our own. And there was a time when we couldn't have this. Our forefathers couldn't have anything like this. In fact, some of them couldn't even read because that was the standard of the day, that black people mustn't read, must know how to read, must just follow instructions. Well, it's a new day. And so we stand on the shoulders of giants. And we can't look back right now and think about ourselves because this is not, of course, we're going to take necessary precautions, for protect ourselves. But at the same time, we're not losing sight. We're not losing focus. We're not losing attention. We're moving forward. And whatever happens, as far as I'm concerned, and I think I speak for the panel, whatever happens, happens. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about a group of about 6 million people, not just the people living in Jamaica, but the people living outside of Jamaica who want to go back to Jamaica. So the whole population you're talking is approximately 6 million people. So for us to stand up and try and defend those people, it's an honor and a pleasure and a privilege and a requirement. We have to do it. And like I said before, you don't see anybody around behind me upon this picture, but people still live there. People still are suffer. And people are suffer as a result of what this man has failed to do. He has failed to quell and curb crime and violence in Jamaica, and he was paid for it. And it's interesting that crime went up and his salary went up.
That means you're paying him for each time the crime went
up. To fail.
You're paying for the failure. He's a zero performer. Sorry. Rephrase. Now for rephrase like my lawyer, my good lawyer brother here. He's a sub-zero performer. The commissioner is a sub-zero. Him and the national security minister, sub-zeros performers. Not zero, sub-zero.
And then, what you have to think about is this, is what were they thinking when they increased his pay? What were they thinking? And we're now talking about the Prime Minister, Minister of National Security, and Minister of Finance. Somebody should have said, wait a minute, no, this is unfair to the people of Jamaica.
You know what I think, though?
Go ahead.
I think that's some blowback money. Jeffrey, I think it because this man never earned that money.
You know, Wayne. I've been thinking a lot of things, But because of the airways on this station here, I don't say certain things. But the people of Jamaica is no fool, They believe that our people is a bunch of nincompoop. But the people of Jamaica is showing them, say, hey, we are sick and we're tired and we're fed up of what is going on in our country. And that is why the people of Jamaica decide that they're going to say, enough of you all. Enough is enough. And that is why they did this. You can see it?
Of course.
That's why they did this. The people have reached a point where they don't think about politics anymore in our country.
True.
Look on the fire brigade. When I got the call this morning that there's somebody on the roof of the Halfway Tree Transport Center want to commit suicide, I said, my God. Owen Brown was on his radio program doing morning praise, and Owen, I said it to Owen, and Owen started calling for people to pray for the nation and whatever. Little did we know that the man don't want to commit suicide. The man is just sending a message to the powers may be in this country that you can't send men and women in arm's way to out fire without the proper apparatus. There is no breathing apparatus. There's no oxygen. They live into a fire station where not even donkey and dog no one living there.
So Jeffrey, you remember when the local government minister went and cut the ribbon, most in St. James, for a brand new garage, Remsa fire station, because that was the garage part and 2 little bed, state of the art, and a little kitchen, $580 million. But yes, still the fireman them now get ready. I can call up retired fire commissioner, you know. I talk to him, yeah man, remember say me used to go meet everywhere.
Yes.
My thing laugh. I'm going to show you something. And them proud of these things. Because them think Jamaica are like back in the days, in a sleep where you can go put you up something and paint up a building, but inside right now, you know, you paint it up and say, look, I'm paint up a building here. And me I do work. But that now reflect on people's lives. No jobs, nothing at all. Look on this. Look at your screen. Look on this. You see this person?
Yes.
Look what it's read. Remember, we just talk about police attack tax and everything.
Westmoreland was what?
Was witnessing murder case.
Wow.
Okay, so this is what me I thought. This is what me I thought now. And you see them thought state of emergency in a Westmoreland. No, in a Clarendon.
No, in Clarendon and St. James.
Good. All right. So in Clarendon now, where the police them say, oh, we give the man them ticket, but we have to take taxi. Me warn them. Say, listen, you take the taxi, and they must shoot a woman dead too. You know, pose as passengers, right? In witness murder case, assault where police are gonna take your taxi and go up a murder scene. It will beat you up as a civilian. It will beat you up. Them not have no care, but you still have the commissioner that are proud and what him do, and the Minister of National Security, and then it rub off to the government. Stop take Jamaican people for a ride. Yeah, man, time for that done. Hold them accountable. Remember, these people are servants of the people of Jamaica. But them going like them a slave master. We're done with that. We attack, but we run here in the diaspora very serious. When them say,
you know what?
Yes.
You say we have to hold them accountable. Well, maybe we have to hold others accountable, but this police commissioner, his accountability period is over.
Yeah, that's a fool.
It's over. He's supposed to just leave. Yeah, we're not asking for accountability from him. His accountability period started in 2018, and it's ongoing right now. And we're just tired of the nonsense. We're just tired of the ineffective policing. And it starts with the leader. And if you have an ineffective leader, you have to move him. You can't see. We turn around and we'll start blame the policeman. And of course, blame should be there. But we forget that they're being led. They have a leader.
Yes.
But we know that this man is not. This man doesn't know nothing about leadership. He doesn't know anything about leadership. He may have taken leadership courses, but the man is not an innate leader. He may have it yasso to lead the people.
Ask you something, Ratty.
Yeah.
This commissioner, he never arrested a man. He never do beat on foot.
No.
He never arrested a man yet in the street.
No, the most you see is the PR campaign.
Right.
Christmas, you see him for Christmas. You see him stand up
and
in
PR.
front. For PR, right? Yeah.
And then, by the way, when you just say PR now, look at it again now. After them putting this man, them using the advisor, the police, some security advisor, and then the security advisor for the PM. And then them say, oh, he want him to be a commissioner. And when you look, them just pass him in full colors. That's not supposed to go on. And now with that now, True him can't make a proper speech. Him Google's is around. You understand? Never make a proper speech. You ask him something and him leave and him move it to somewhere.
Look.
You say,
go ahead and talk about it when I'm asking. Yeah.
Say, Google, I'm blessed. And out of that, I'm blessed.
What did he say?
What
did he say?
Google Gaga, I'm blessed. And out of that, I'm blessed. That wasn't the question. And him continue. him continue it. And him feeds him do good. And the people him laugh with him. I can't be a hypocrite. I say, but sir, that
hold on there, Wayne. Somebody's asking this question here. And I said it before and I say it again. The Minister of Industry and Commerce Arbin Hill, Senator Arbin Hill, the Honorable Senator Arbin Hill, need to tell the people of Jamaica which politician's son bringing the ganja into Jamaica from Canada. You
Oh, them know
told the
that.
people of Jamaica that there was no politician was involved in it.
All right.
Upon investigation, we found out that there's a politician and his son is involved in it. So tell the people of Jamaica, I tell to stop lying to the people of Jamaica. What that politician know about ganja? What a politician know about the people in Westmoreland, in Orange Hill, in Grange Hill, in Negril, when they're planting ganja? What the hell does a politician know about ganja?
All right, so Jeffrey, so that same politician so they're talking about, remember him get arrested in 2010. I show it, you know. I remember me have the documents, me show it.
Yes.
In the news, I show it. 2010 for possession of ganja, when I take a plane from Tinsipen to go to Mobile, and him did have some of the car too. We don't hear nothing about that case. 2016, then you have the guys them from in Canada. Remember, if you want to invest in Jamaica, you have to have Jamaican. So it's the next guy, I will call his name because I have it somewhere around here. With the politician son have 20.4%, and that guy have 30, it equal to 51%. So if you have 20.4, you have 30.6. And then Qatar equal to 51%. And then the company from Canada have 49%. You understand? The same politicians are missing 20.4%. Because we have the whole document. It's there. It's there in a legal.
What I'm saying, Wayne.
So them merge with that company and them emerge to, turn one. You have investors and you turn one. And then by the way, when them come and tell lie about you need nearly 150 kilogram of ganja to do research. Now, every ganja, even the seed in Canada and them places, them don't do research for it. Them can't tell you the yield when you plant this seed, where you're gonna get and everything, because them do research for them thing. Jamaica don't have no research centers to go research no plant. And then Jamaica, most of the seed them, the people come and buy the seed and then build up on them and do what them do. You understand? So them want the aisle, the kind of aisle, but them call it CHT or white name and then dead aisle. So them know that already. Them know about everything. Them do research on everything. It's coming like in America, them research. If you see a fly, them can tell about the fly, how much egg him lay and everything. The mosquito, this, everything. Them do research on all these things that them shores. The sun, them know, you understand? If silica for make glass, them research on these things. People in North America and in the first world country. So you would not have, you don't even need so much thing for the research. What them do, they might have shot and gone through the kind of, the CHT weight up and the CB something weight up. Them want to say, remember you have tourists coming to the country. And enough of them have them the arthritis and enough of them use it to rub. So them want to use Jamaica now. Because, by the way, I could have show you a video right now where the market in Canada is saturated. So you have 60 at the dispensary, the store, them closed down because the bigger guys them are sell cheaper. Or them offload them thing. I can show you it right now. So all them offload the thing. Them offload it by, okay, remember we have license down there, we have the tourism are coming. We can sell it. Remember them can't fly everywhere with them island. But you can buy it. So if them can and get that aisle, that thing out of it, the CHT or what name, them can do it, them can just buckle it and go sell it $40 buckle or $50 buckle and thing.
When for the interest of time, I remember, I think it was senior journalist Dudley Thompson said to me that Jeffrey, they're gonna start import ganja into Jamaica, And I said to him, no man. So said, so done. For the interest of time, Mr. Rattigan, give us some more highlight about the lawsuit that Mr. Lonesome have against the Commissioner of Police, in case people are just joining us. We're listening and watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. This is Make We Talk. We're talking to Mr. Wayne Lonesome, who has filed a lawsuit against the Jamaican Commissioner of Police for non-performance and sitting in the chair and do nothing. While crime going out of walk. Well, Mr. Rattigan, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah. It's essentially the lawsuit is saying, look, we have a police commissioner that's not doing the job and doesn't seem to be capable of ever doing the job, and therefore we're calling for his removal or his retirement. Whichever way, we just need him to step aside and have somebody new come in. And what I would like to see, I'd like to see somebody from within the JCF take over that position because, and they have about 3 or 4 people, I think, that are eminently qualified at this point to take over the job. But here is another example of why this man should be disposed of. And when I say disposed of, meaning just put him out to pasture. Uh, the incident that Lonesome mentioned, where he was at a function and he was asked about how would you what's your plan to include the community in your police activities, get them involved. And that's when he started saying he was blessed and something else, what was the term he used, Lonesome, remember?
No, them ask him what him that do to get a better Jamaica security.
And it had to do with the community.
Community,
And
yes.
and he said
And
something like he's blessed and privileged. Blessed and privileged, something like that.
Yes.
Yes, and blessed and privileged.
Google Gaga, I'm blessed. And out of that, I'm blessed. Come on, man. Come on.
Well, hold on. It gets worse than that. If you remember something,
And then he start say when the light out and the school closed. The school and closed. So the man gone all over the place.
No, but hold on a second.
Yes.
If you remember, that was significant what he said. It was significant in its revelation that the man can't stay on point. He can't answer the question. But here is something else that he said that's equally or maybe of greater significance. He said, I'm not wearing my police hat tonight, my commissioner's hat tonight. I said, you are commissioner 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What do you mean you're not wearing your commissioner's hat? That shows you the man, he was able to distance himself from his job, which was to protect. When you get that job as police commissioner in Jamaica, you are on that job 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yes,
you can't
anytime.
But gentlemen, hold on there. But not only that, Mr. Artigan, if you may remember, when I asked him at the town hall meeting in Washington, at the American Embassy in Washington, when I asked him the question about the SOE, when people died in Maxwell Avenue when SOE was going on, you realize the answer he gave to us in the Prime Minister take over?
He couldn't answer, and the Prime Minister had to jump in and try and rescue him and just made it even worse. But this idea, I cannot wrap my head around it. The idea that you're not police commissioner when you're in a civilian clothing, you're only in a position. I couldn't understand that one when the man said that he was not. And I wish somebody could have played. If you have the time, play it so people can hear. Please, may I beg you, Lonesome? Please. Play it so people can understand.
Go ahead, Mr. Lonesome.
Yeah, you have to play this because the man, he actually said it. I said to myself, no, me nah hear right. Me nah hear right. He never said that. But he did say it.
Oh, you don't say no, you're right. I say
no, I said, I can't believe me ears that him actually said that. So that he's not wearing his police or his commissioner's hat or something like that tonight. And I like him, I said, well, you can't ask me them questions about police right now because I'm not in the.
All right,
police
me where him say. All right, sit Jeffrey.
Or play it.
Put it on Jeffrey.
Please, about the Jamaica you want to see, and how can each citizen, how can each Jamaican, whether yard or abroad, contribute to the security of Jamaica?
So, I go through life being grateful and blessed.
Yes.
And I come at everything from that direction. Grateful and blessed. And I'm grateful and blessed to be a part of this, of STAR program. And beyond that, although I didn't come here, as you say, with the commissioner hat, but I feel grateful and blessed to be leading the JCF at this time.
Jesus.
It's a tough time for us.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
But I'm grateful and blessed to be doing it. You know why? Because somebody has to be the rock for those police officers out there who every day are in the community, engaging the community in a way that caused and attracted the attention of the private sector to join with us to continue and build on that relationship we have with the community. The truth of the matter is, when the cameras are gone, when there are no interviews, when the schools are shut for the night, we are there and the people are there. We experience their pain and we see it firsthand. So even on our dark days and our rough times, we are reaching out to support communities. I think this STAR initiative is a way of expanding that. It has a natural synergy with what we do. I have 100+ youngsters down in Westmoreland
Greg,
from all over the
Jeffrey,
country
please cut him for me.
going through a process,
Whoa.
a camp.
No, let me just say something now. You hear him say him not hearing his commission as that. No, it was a star initiative, where you include youth and the community. And him come there and say him never come in and commissioner's hat and that he's grateful and blessed. Come on, man.
He said grateful and blessed must about 5 times.
Talk to
grateful
us.
and blessed. So the people who criminals killing are not grateful and blessed, only him.
No. And when the school lock in night. School lock from
That we're there with the people. How you there with the people? You don't even have. How you there with the people? You don't even have.
And the camera turn
vehicle.
off.
You don't even have vehicles for people to respond.
So
what do you mean
you're
they're with the people?
sense. So, Mr. Talk to us, please. What kind of Jamaica you would like to see? You'd like to see a Jamaica where every single person in Jamaica can feed themselves. The family can feed them. The mother and father can feed them kids. We want to see family morals. We want to see job opportunities. We want to see better hospital. You may have so much people that say we want to see better health care. We want job opportunity. It's a simple thing.
Hold on there for me. Wayne and Ratty, we're gonna go over to the Make We Talk YouTube channel, but just sum up here on Roots FM 96.1. Just give Jamaicans your final word on air. But those who are listening here, if you want to come over to listen to us go on for another hour, 5 minutes or so, you can. You just go to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel on YouTube. Ratty, your final word to your Jamaican people.
My final word is that I hope Jamaicans living on the island and even in the diaspora, I hope you take cue from what Mr. Lonesome did, because this is earth-shattering, it's historic, it's monumental, and it's necessary, because these people are not going to do anything until we move them. We have to move them, because if we just sit back and wait for them to move themselves, it will never happen. So I hope that you take cue from this and you keep, and this should be a signal. And you must follow the signal and you must file the lawsuits, because there are lots of people out there who need lawsuits against them. So Jamaican people, we all should be proud of what Mr. Lonesome did yesterday. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Lonesome, your word to your fellow citizens of your country.
And to all the citizens of Jamaica, stand up for your right. You understand? Stand up, start ask question from your members of parliament, from the government, hold them accountable. And most of all, right now, the commissioner of police is a danger to society. If we don't move him, if him don't move, retired, just go on holiday, man, just leave, just resign. Go, people life more in danger more than anything else. It's like a volcano waiting to happen, A wicked, terrible volcano with earthquake same time, This man, him caused so much death and fame, and because of the mistakes that he's made him, that him continue to make. You understand? Yes, Jeffrey. Yes, Jeffrey.
Yes. We're gonna say goodbye to Roots pretty soon, but I want to say this to our Jamaican citizens out there, and especially to the National Land Agency who keep on taking away poor people land. I am giving you all a warning this afternoon on this radio station here. I have documents on who taking poor people land in Trelawney and selling it. I have documents. When you stop doing it, stop taking poor people land who are paying tax for their land. Stop it until you hear my voice again on this radio station. Owned and operated by the Mustard Seed community. I am Jeffrey Tavares, returning to the studios of Roots 96.1 FM at 12:30 Jamaica time. Listen to the best news team in the inner city, Owen Brown and Dudley Thompson. May God bless you. May God bless Jamaica land we love. Come on over to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Returning to the studios of Roots 96.1 FM. Owen, take it away.
My Highland Town salute.
Welcome back, Wayne and Ratty. We can say anything we want to say, yes or no, because we don't hear too much.
We still live on the ear, but our ear now.
Yes, our ear.
We live on the local ear. Yes,
Ratty,
man.
Yeah.
I know you're there digging in something now to come and tell us, and you need to tell us what you're digging into now. But Wayne,
You want me to
something
get a
about the
shot at?
DPP.
You don't want me going
yeah,
a
man.
One of the fees,
You don't want me going a shot at?
one,
Now I'm telling you one
yeah.
here. Now I'm going a shot at now. Hey, you know what? You want me to break something to you? I'm going to talk about it. I'm not ready to talk about it, man. You look out for this. Now, the SSN saga. I want to keep an eye on a female where they don't run it and she have a heart parts place. Because them a dig. And I want you to keep your eye on things that the money go through US. Keep an eye on UK. Money go through UK. Just keep an eye on money go through, not for the money go through UK. For the big dots them. Just keep an eye on that. We soon tell you no more about it. Yeah, remember me just telling you, keep an eye on a hear some money run through the UK as well. So when I look at it, enough of the money will come through SSL, go through the US, it run through the UK, was through there. Just keep your eye on some of them things. Yeah?
It probably went through the SWIFT system, though, to get to the UK. So it probably hit the US
so
banking
them
system.
I try go around and everything. So yeah, so it
Continue. I gotta go close up here. Continue, please.
Yes. So we're keeping the eyes on that. Because we have some information here down the right now where some people under some little pressure, but we're gonna dig down deep more into that.
What's the story with Miss Panton? You have any updates on her?
No, so this is what them do, Them just all say, okay, we could keep her behind bars because them just want her pressure to go up and she just gone, and then if them can tie up some things. But as I said before, so much money on them thing they lead to trails. You can't go say you can't tie out to the trail now because you have some people in the banking system work with them too. Remember the whole of them are clique, it's a clique. Right? So if you could have same like how them produce papers. Remember them use both money long time. As me say, it went in a party, it went in an election, and them use it, invest, do all kind of thing with it. And them still a give him a statement. Statement is just a paper. Because 2022 October, them get a statement saying have 12.7 million.
Well, let me ask you this: why is it then he hasn't
because them a cut a deal
fraud
with
charges?
Cut a deal with him enough for try give him back something because they look bad. But if he can just keep because
if them give to him, want to the other people who
that is
invest
it.
and
That's why I
lose
made
money.
reach out and I say he must do that though because we stand up for you, stand up for the small man because we have to stand up for the small man. No make nobody come talk, and then you keep silent. And then they might try to work your money because a billions them gone with but they might try to work your money out. If you think about your little brother and sister, no, if I work my money, work every single money out. But because remember, it has shine an international light because it's a Usain Bolt to have the record and it has shine, it has touch the world globally. So it's a bad impact. So if the more can keep silent, the fret boy your money will work it out. And even them try work out free money for give it back. Without them say nothing, they might try kill that argument parasite. Then they want to push the small and pantan in the way, if you say, okay, but the people them wiser than that. So when they run off with them thing, the people them say, hey, we know better than this. We know the oligarchs. We know in 2008, we have the documents where them use 200 million and them invest in a tree company. And it's there. Because when you do these things, the whole documents have document and papers. And then them have shell company right down in the islands and things. We know them. We see them. You understand? But them do like the great. Well, the great. Well, the mastermind. When they touch mastermind in a trickeries, the great Paul Chen Young. In a trickeries. Because remember, when them lawsuit him have around 170 houses when buying at the state. 170. And him give some to Kazui. Him start let them have to people and do everything. Them man are trained under the man, The man are come from the 70s. And SSL that come from the 70s, an eagle. And when him said the 50-year-old company, that for sure, remember them was good bodies,
So that means Paul Chen Young and the person at SSL was partner in Crown Eagle.
We're a part in young teaching. No partner, part, like, them are good, them are best of friend. So, part in young pass on some things to him there. You understand?
That's something, Lonesome. The Minister of National Security received a 93% disapproval rating.
Yeah.
Minister of National Security hasn't traveled to the United States or anywhere in Europe, or for that matter, North America, to meet with his counterparts, suggesting that he's fearful of what awaits him when he travels because of the information we glean through the WikiLeaks cables. Why didn't you file a lawsuit against him?
No, we're going to fight because you see, all right, he's a part of the government. So what we have to do, we have to find a lawsuit from who. Can you remember, this man, the commissioner of police, right? If you have a clean police force, brother, you lock up anybody. The police have the power to arrest even the prime minister. From him in a breach and them do wrong and them do criminality. But if you have a puppet at the head, even if you, all right, so you're going to hear like you hear Jeffrey step down or what have you. Me just use a phrase, right? You remember Llewellyn, him charge the guy from Tankwell for speeding. And right away, some guy feeling a khaki clothes, so them bigger than him. They make a politician, Valls, go to Fabs, who are bigger rank than him. It couldn't be in the state. So them gone. And then when them call him, and I tell him to get rid of the ticket, you want to give the man $2,000 for a ticket, put it in a paper like the man a buyout. This is all disrespectful. When them speed, them can't get a ticket or do nothing for them thing of and vanish. Nothing, you can't touch them. And them a force him and him stand him ground because as a constable, when you sign the commissioner can't tell you say you can't do it, But they may push you around and do all kind of things. And they may do something, tear it up and sink it. And him stand him ground and make everybody know. You know what them do? What them do right now? The other day, I drive a little old piece of car over Portmore. I can't tell you that. Them throw him in a scrap heap. I talk to some police. Right now, the police, I hear enough police now. Hear me, I say, yes. We're tired of this, man. I'm long time I want to move. I talk about from rank and file right up right now. My phone full. So them throw the man in a scrap heap. A man like that, you want to be a commissioner. Because him not pet nobody. In the business, you and your millionaire and what you want, donate to party or what you do. You break the law like anybody else. I'm going to give you a ticket. And Jamaica should have stand up for that man there. But when them fail, them sit down and say, boy, them throw me a scrap heap and them do nothing.
Gentlemen,
never stop, brother. Yeah, man.
Let us ask ourselves this question. They keep on talking about a 2030 vision. Do we see ourselves achieving that 2030 vision?
Yeah.
With a bunch of corrupt, not all of them.
No, may I answer you?
Hold on there, not all of them. But a bunch of corrupt politicians.
So
Governor General, hold on there, Wayne. A Governor General who is supposed to stand up for the people of Jamaica. He keep on giving the police commissioner and the prime minister, along with the minister of national security and justice, they go ahead for this SOE. Yet Jamaicans are being gunned down left, right, and center. So we have to ask ourselves the question:
well, the 2030
is this the Jamaica that we want to live, that we want to leave for our children? Is this a Jamaica that they're talking about a 2030 vision?
The 2030 vision, a cataract. Right? A cataract in the eyes. Them not have a vision. You know have no vision, brother. A cataract. So me answer you, yes. The 2030 vision, a cataract. I know what cataract do you. You ready?
Well,
a cataract.
Here's what the 2030 vision is exactly that. It's just a vision. It's not reality.
Yes,
it won't happen. It won't happen. No. And I'll tell you why. When back in 2011, thereabouts, the Jamaican government, I think it was being led by Prime Minister Portia Simpson at the time, they had something called Mapping the Diaspora, where they sent out a dictate to all of the high commissions and all of the embassies globally, wherever the Jamaicans are present. They said, listen, we want you to map the diaspora in light of Vision 2030 because we want to recruit some of the people in the diaspora to come back and help to make Jamaica the place to invest, to work, to raise a family, so on and so forth, right? That was visionary. And they said, do it. And they started doing it. Ask them now. Ask the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Ask Kamina Johnson, the Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith. Ask her now, where is that program to bring back diaspora and come back and help build Jamaica? That's the program that I was recruited under. That's the program, the Mapping the Diaspora program. No, Vision 2030. That program is run by the Planning Institute of Jamaica. Nobody else have control over it but the Planning Institute of Jamaica. Planning Institute of Jamaica is also responsible for tracking and receiving and tracking donor funds. I bet you never know that, Jeffrey. You know that now.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, me know you got the on top of them now, feed. Donor funding, it comes through the Planning Institute of Jamaica. The Vision 2030 program, it comes through Planning Institute of Jamaica. Right? Somebody need to ask them now. Them supposed to come and give a report and say, okay, we're now 2023, 7 years away. Here's where we are. We know you're nothing from them. Nothing.
So hold on, Mr. Rattigan. If the Planning Institute of Jamaica is the one who's mapping every donor fund that comes into Jamaica,
yeah,
how is it? And are they paid by the taxpayers of Jamaica?
Yeah, them come under Ministry of Finance.
So that means that they're collecting taxpayers' money under false pretense too.
All I can tell you, going back to the Vision 2030, is that them abandon the mapping the diaspora program, and therefore you have to ask yourself the question: are they really serious now in terms of having diaspora members come back and help to develop Jamaica? And the answer is, based on their abandonment of that program, no. Because you see, that was a program, where every high commission, they put people name inside there, and they refer people to the government and say, look, this person is a good engineer and he would like to come back home. Let's see if we can find something, suitable for this person to come back and contribute to Jamaica. Then finish with that program there. What them have now is the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council, which and the government has appointed the overwhelming, I think the majority of the people on the council, they've been appointed, or a significant number has been appointed by the government, including the Minister of of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And they're all what? Puppets. Puppets. And I would tell them that to them face. They're puppets. And you want to see the whole of them to fight, forget position, because you know what happened? Them want to hitch up next to the politicians, them hoping that they will get some recognition at the tea parties and at the parties where them give out the order of distinction and the order of this and the order of that. Who are them out of order? You
mean order of old donkey and order of old jackass?
You see, that's what happens when you put yourself in front of your people,
So hear this now.
You put yourself instead of the masses, and you don't say right now. And when I say put yourself in front of the people, you don't put yourself in front of the people and say, well, we are going to lead. You put yourself in front of the people because what you want, you look for personal aggrandizement. You look for personal recognition. To say, I have a order of distinction. I have this. I have that. I've been invited to the parties. We don't want to go on a party. We don't want to go on a party. None of them.
And we don't want to signal no plane.
All right. So hear this now. And I see what's what. If them come and tell me about a 2030 vision, right? What me want to see, you tell me about 2030 vision, but when me look behind you, I see the sing fence same way. I'm looking at my place, I see sing fence same way. Come and think we don't come in now and fix the infrastructure. Me think we don't put in things to the kids. Me think we don't move the GCT have a tablets and things like what you hear me ask. Because I remember in education are the key. Are the key. You must first in study. You understand? Me think we don't do some job creation. Me think we don't put back farmers and work. Something to lift you up out of the ashes. Right? Not tell me about no tourism and not tell me about no investment. The government, every time the government come and tell me about, oh, we have somebody And them are do investment that have nothing to do with we. When a man come up in a restaurant in your country, Italian restaurant, go and make money, brother. That means if I'm me and you and Jeffrey, remember, the poor people, them can't go to the restaurant. Remember, for him, I run an Italian restaurant. It's expensive. And the wine and everything are come from Italy. So I knew the Jamaican who are buy the food, the same Jamaican people, them, but the big boys, them. I saw him make money now to buy the US, put strength on the US, to import other people food instead they buy it from our farmers. We not have the wine, we not have these things. Why you never try have Glorias and put up on the stock market? Why you never put Glorias on the stock market? You understand, for raise some capital and make a franchise it up and send it to foreign like over see Kentucky Fried Chicken. Well, we have Kentucky and all these fast food. When we have good food like Glorias, we are talking about good dinner food, pan dinner plate. Not some chicken with some fries. You understand? Put roll with Jeffrey. Roll with Eve.
Yeah. Two things. Put it up back. Somebody said Rattigan, when those highly skilled people in the diaspora come help, they won't be able to get kickbacks from any projects that will be done. Absolutely. Because when you have people like the man in the wilderness, the defender, and the rebel, and we come at Jamaica, them can't buy we out. We don't want nothing at the table because we'll come back for help the people. And you're right, the politicians, them now will get no kickbacks. So they prefer use for them cronies and the project costs 50 million and them say, no, it going to cost 100 and you take pay the 50, you take 10 and you give me 40. But I saw them do. But you know what happened? Again, we are look on something at the general consumption tax on resource in Jamaica before 2015 was 40%. 2015, them lower it. No, this was done by the PNP, them lower it to 5%. I know the JLP come and said, no, guess what? Zero.
But
Zero.
How much them take off for the tablet? But for learn.
So you ask yourself,
gamble. You promote gamble and import ass. Them can come in. Everything, them import China, them come in, them not pay no tax.
No, so you have to ask yourself the question. No, you have to ask yourself the question. You have to ask yourself the question is that our resources more important to us than the education of our children, than the health of our children, the health of our elderly population.
Not
it's better than that. It's better than that. They bring resource, you know. Resource, which is a sport. That's not life, that's sport. Sport. And the man them said, no. We prefer deal with we prefer GCT. But you what now? Them have GCT pan food, right?
Of course.
But them do have no GCT pan house where I come in and I go run up and down, right?
Just run up and down. Them can't ride ass. You remember enough Jackie that they know, so them likes when ass come in.
Because one of their friends and cronies own the horses that are coming in, and that is why I said to you all last night.
Yes.
Somebody sent me something that I got so high rated last night. That how on earth can you have your senior citizens who has helped to build this country? Huh? You have people who are nurses and matrons and midwives who helped to build this country. And you're giving them a little chip on hip and a pension while you sit down. And by the way, I heard former Prime Minister Bruce Gold on this program talking about it's time, the government need to think about the poor people. Prime Minister Gold, with all utmost of respect to you, sir, when you were there, for the short time we were there, in a way, yes, you kind of help because you have Jamaica Live and you try to help or whatever, but you didn't do enough to help the poor people of this country. Well, so how you can come and talk about poor people now, Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Golden?
Let me say something.
But Jeffrey, hold on. Before you say something, let me just answer him. If him say, all right, if him know 2023 and him just come and talk, the first 100 days in 2016, what him should have done now, when the Prime Minister, when Andrew come in, him should just go to Andrew and say, listen, me will be your advisor. Because him said, him use him as an advisor, him use Sir Googs. All right, him just say, listen, make us think of the poor people of the country, make us start it like this. Make us fulfill the first 100 days. But you say, make us put them in, make us keep a promise. Him never do it. Now 2023, and when things look slippery now, you come and talk. We don't want to hear from him. 7 years after. So that's why I say we have cataract, that I just put thing over here if you blind it to backside. Me know it.
But
You understand?
you know, before Ratty comes in, when do you
Yes.
still have the video of the first 100 days?
Yes, man.
And when you
Please
play,
look
make
for
sure
it.
you play Minister of Information alongside
No
it, you know.
misinformation.
Wait, say, okay. Okay. Go on top. I'm a try
Yeah.
to.
Go ahead,
As
Ratty.
as I said last night, that look, they've been pulling the wool over our eyes. And now we're here to pull that back, to take the scales off of your eyes, Jamaican people, so that you can see exactly what's going on. Because when them talk to you about the lowest unemployment rate in the history of Jamaica, here's what they don't talk to you about. They don't talk to you about underemployment, meaning people who are working and they're not working at a level at that where they have the education.
I apologize. I think I may kick Mr. Lonesome from here, or he just, I don't know. Let's figure out where he is. Continue talking about it. Find out where he is.
Right. So they don't talk about that. One of the and recently we heard the Minister of Finance come out and say that
Sorry
it's
about that.
6%. Say that it's 6%. But here's what him don't tell you, people. Him don't tell you, and listen to me carefully. I want to walk you through this so that you understand in ordinary, clear, precise layman's terms. Minister said that unemployment rate is 6%. What him don't tell you is that the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, they're the ones who provide the hard data. They're the ones who go out and do the survey and get the data and provide it to the ministry so that then they can come out and tell you what the unemployment rate is, right? Now, they give it to the ministry every 3 months. Every 3 months to keep it current. They have not given any statistics regarding unemployment to the Minister of Finance for the last 9 months and counting. You know why? Because they're busy working on the census. So they haven't. So that stat that he gave last week, that stat was given to him back in July of last year. And him come out and say it as if it's current. It's not current. Here's another thing he never tell you now. The number of people employed, Jamaica have 2.8 million people as of 2021, right? 1,268,000 people are employed, right? We never tell you is that between the people who are unemployed and the people who they call, what them call them? Them call them outside the labor force, meaning that people who never not look for a job. That number is 829,000. You know where them people they live? Yes, sir. Yes, where them come from. Them not come from Cherry Gardens, Norbrook, Beverly Hills, Avondale, Meadowbrook. No, them come from right, sir. My people, them. That's where them come from. 829,000. Make him talk about that number there. And then the number, when them start brag, say them have the lowest unemployment rate because people are work. Here is what people are work. Nobody not asking them questions like, okay, what the employment that we are talking about? You know what them are work? Clerks. What them earn? $9,000 a week. And no 9,000 US, 9,000 Jamaican dollars a week. And that them are earn. Clerks, and them call them also craft and related trade workers.
Unrelated. That means people who sell wares. Right?
Yes.
Yes. So you go.
So make him next time them tell you about unemployment. Just ask him. Just say, how about the unemployed and the people who are outside the labor force? Or what is that number? What is that number? Because that number accounts to a little bit less than a third of the population of Jamaica. Think about it. Think about it. A little less than a third of your population unemployed or outside the labor force. And you are brag, but unemployment is 6%.
But Ratty, you remember when we have the finance minister on, you remember we did use the word I tell him say, when him say the lowest, and you can ask anybody, tell him say you have nearly 900,000 people not working.
Here you go.
Remember me to tell him.
Tell him that. Yeah, and when them talk about
And your sister, and a joke me I make.
No,
Me I tell him to make me right and pint.
yeah,
And me I
then
tell him, oh, and
I
about
you remember me
putting on
asking
the
about underemployment, and him say, well, yeah, some people them a make
all
9,000.
right.
Yeah, him not
Remember
tell
the
us.
tape that I tell them, you know. So
Yeah,
what
him
we
not
are
tell us say
telling them, you know,
out
I
of
tell
that
them not wrong.
1.268 million people, him tell you say most of them people. Well, yeah, most of them people. Him tell us say most of them people only a make $9,000 a week. Him not tell you that, you know. Him don't tell
No.
you that. So people, what we want to do is just like I said too now, and I've said it before. Listen to the politicians. But pay attention to what we are doing, what we are saying, right? You see what we are doing? We are file lawsuit. We are file with all kind of tribunal in Jamaica for get information for UNO and for we as well. But
yes, man.
but again, just listen to what them say. Listen keenly, but pay attention to where we are saying and where we are doing. Because
Me
we
say
are the
when
one
we
who are
hold
breaking
him,
down.
Ratty, when we hold him, you know, you can play that Griffey, but when you hold him, I will tell him, when I say, we are the lowest and you can check me, say, check what? Listen me. I mean, I tell you this. But them not understand, they might in our constituency, me there everywhere. I'm in a burn bridge. Me a real ghetto. You notice me never drop that thing there? No care me. I'm tell them, you know, uno can sleep in one bed at a time. Me well comfortable same way. But tell me what me a ghetto. So me not comfortable in my mind, in my soul, in my body. Me not comfortable. Because as long as the people them not comfortable, me not comfortable. Why is it that we can get up and find breakfast? When we're hungry, you know, we want hungry, you know. But when them hungry and I chew them want hungry, them not have nothing to prevent them from hungry. And that hurt me. And for them, I was still go cousin them and still have a friend them and everything. And we are look upon it, if our people come from slavery there, so why we are putting leaders that come from among us? Still at this tribe, when people not scrape. What bush trot there right now? Let me tell you this. Him build standards, him get the White House so much money, him get everything. Him is not here now. Him gone home. Right now, you don't want to see him. Maybe 3 root I go through the box. Him not have 1 bedroom. Somebody else occupy it. Him not have 1 hotel room a stay in. Him that stink it up. You put him under the dirt. Him and nothing under there, so. Remember him, you go look back on some past picture. Mankind is nothing. Them to stop anger with people, them some man.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that we shouldn't wait to become equal with him under the dirt. We are live. We are live. So why can't we live decent, honorable, respectable, comfortable life like how them used to live it too? Why we have to suffer? And why we have to be the one who are suffer and the man them are right? Oh, you think them get up there so upon our backs, them get up there so?
Of course.
You know,
our backs, slave labor, them get up there so. Even to today, 9,000, yeah, slave labor.
No. So you can't, and I'll tell the government again. And we just talk straight. Can we talk straight too? No, we not go on the corner. And we are telling them. We say 300 US and nothing, but you have to meet the economical climate. And 300 US, that should be a minimum wage. People that find them are worth more than that. But even at 300 US, even if it's 250 at least US, it can't do nothing, you know. But it have little more better than Wagwan.
You know something, Wayne and
Rattigan? Yes.
The late Wilmot Perkins once said, you know, and he keep on saying an air. Case benefit and spoils carry on by hostile tribe, perpetually at war. You know, for far too long our people have been led by a bunch of politicians who don't mean Jamaica well. If we should calculate, find out from 1960 something or from 1962 to present, how much money have been mismanaged, how much money have been stolen from the government coffers, is in the tune of trillions of dollars, you know. That could help to build a brand new KPH hospital, although Minister Tufton is saying that we don't need a brand new hospital. Yes, we do.
Of course.
We have outlived that hospital, KPH hospital.
Of course.
And all the money that these political parties have sniping off from the people of this country. If we should start calculate how much money, it is in the tune of trillions and trillions of dollars.
All right, Jeffrey, I can tell you something where them don't love, right? Them don't love You see, when like we just you have to take a stand, when you take a stand, against criminal, against bully, all these kind of things, right? And when you take a stand against them not like them name get publicized and things, and you turn spotlight on them, no politician, none. They may do things and they may ignore you. But you see, when you start hold them to account, them start look behind them. Can them say, yo, them people are not idiot, Them just look among them. Yeah, look what them do, look what them do, look on them CV, them evidence how them look. Nobody take them like to you see them attack and I smile and I go on. I know some light people them. So through that people now drop themselves and say, yo, remember, you have the man like the wind the same year, everything my back and the people around the man them never not trust them wife no more.
Hold on there, Wayne. A question
Yes.
is in the chat room, and it's a very serious one. It says, we talk, Jeffrey. Why is the Chinese allowed to pay minimum wage to Jamaicans when they do not pay taxes? Should they pay at least 20,000 a week?
Yes.
Should they not pay at least $20,000 a week? Now tell me something now. These Chinese who come here by aeroplane, not by labor pain, they get tax concession from the government of Jamaica. And they're allowed to pay the Jamaican citizens just the dry-hearted minimum wage, and that's it, nothing more. Understand what's going on in Jamaica? The People's National Party gave them a tax break when Portia Simpson Miller was Prime Minister. PJ Patterson did the same thing. Bruce Golding did the same thing.
So them come and flood the place.
How can we say that these people really care about us?
So them come and flood the place now from the couple thousand to more than 200,000 now. The other day, them come and say them have sent the paper write up 2019 say, what I want a day I work? Around 70,000. Them said, no, more than 100,000. That's a 2019. And then them still are poor reading. Them gone over 200,000. Because them have the Chinese Association and the president come talking.
And they're in the country illegally. Someone who's inside illegally without a work
Listen
permit.
me, I can tell you, I can attest to these things because we know about the people well. Let me just talk to Winter. Winter, I'll be at Arms House now, yeah? A Pika. So when them go over Pika and them want this extension, them have to go to Ministry of Labor to get the permit. So when certain man say, yo, me not put no extension to them book, them don't have one view. Them want to come tell some big boys up there. That's why you see me burn them. I tell them that, man, I said, no, me not do it. It's illegal. So when them do over the Ministry of Labor now, we have them in. Them start stamp and give them permit. Some of them they don't have the backside place I work without nothing. Them not have nothing. Them papers run out. See? So me know so much about them, it hurt me. And I said, because them come to our country. Tell me something, just ask me, both of you. You ever say Chinese will leave? First time Chinese come and will leave and come to Jamaica. And then come live in a boat outside of you and carry water upon them head.
Never.
And go through sufferation. Then a government will think about them people. You don't think about so much people by the thousands are coming now. Y'all give them all house to build now. House, because blow back money. It's better because you're not hear from the Chinese, we don't know them enough. So when the government look upon them now, what they will blow back, right? You know, say, I remember give them a contract here, 10 billion. You must blow back them, get out of it, brother. Because if you get a little man with me, the man say the man, not the winning man can know, So if we get the Chinese, them are a friend, them, we can't get to blow back with ease, and them not know, but we know. Because we up the thing and it not value it. It don't value it. The money we don't give them the contract.
You see what they're doing?
Yes.
They're deporting the Haitians, but accepting the Chinese.
Yes. Yeah.
Gentlemen,
go
ahead.
I just saw a couple of questions about corruption, and it's clear that this government, if you look at what the Prime Minister has done, he's put people in place around him, essentially to protect him, particularly military people. But he's also put some civil servants around him as well. Now, here's the thing: if you want to do something about corruption, and this is not a revelation from me, everybody knows this. If you really want to you probably can't stop it, but you can't control it.
Just like any other crime. The way you do it is you start at the top, right? No, we had the perfect opportunity recently. Perfect opportunity to start with the Prime Minister. Because the Integrity Commission, the corruption prosecutor, the same one who said that there's no evidence to move forward with most of the claims, that same lady said there is enough evidence to move forward with one of the claims. And what did she do? She said, well, I'm not going to move forward because abuse of process, meaning that it take too long, the time period from the time of committing and all that stuff. Yeah, and there's no statute of limitations, right? And I'm kind of surprised that the commission itself didn't say, well, wait a minute. Under a certain section of the Integrity Commission Act, we can ask the DPP to overrule you, to take a look at the case ourselves. And the prosecutor herself could have asked the DPP to take a look at the case. Now, we don't know if they did, but we are assuming that they didn't. Because if they did, somebody would have said something before and said, well, we took it to the DPP, and she said no. And she's the ultimate prosecutor in Jamaica. And she said no. Why them not prosecute this man? Why? Them catch him with the man in the cookie jar.
And then
why?
I ask yourself this, Ratty. If I now compare something now, me see we in the Westminster model again, people used to there England. England I'm a place too. I'm home too. Remember what world place, Canada, England, UK, I'm a place. Canada, US, and I'm a place. Okay. So we see the Prime Minister, where Westminster model, a drive in a back seat. I do the video. And them see the video, and right away the media houses, because one thing with the media houses, you know, them come down on the riot, them come down on everybody. But you think Abby and him wife have to run and so them stay. But them digging at your thing. I'm like that. In a Jamaica now, you have more peace with in a pocket. More peace with in a pocket. You can get them do what I want. Them going to start something and circumvent round and do all kind of like foolishness. We are show them say, hey, we carry more powers than una more weight. We don't have no time for una. Our panel here, we too poor. Hey, listen me. And we not joke with them neither. We have to take big action against them and do big things. Yeah? So when we do these things, it keep holding them off. You understand? We not play with them.
But not only that. If I can recall, didn't the Prime Minister say that he's going to have a reshuffle of cabinet? I keep on asking the question, and until now I can get an answer. I'm sure you can answer that question.
It was expected to happen, I think, early, a few months ago, like maybe January or so, and it hasn't happened, and no explanation has been given. But let me say something else. You know, I don't mean to be disrespectful, because I always want to give, you know, somebody their just due, especially when they occupy high office. But the Prime Minister, based on what we're seeing, could easily be characterized as a crime minister, because the prosecution's the corruption prosecutor said that she have the evidence of the man commit a crime. She said we have the evidence of him commit a crime, but because I think it might be abuse of process, I don't want to do it. Somebody need to question her decision not to prosecute him, because how can you have evidence that somebody commit a crime? There's no statute of limitations barring you from moving forward, but you go and make an argument saying, oh, you know, they might raise the issue of abuse of process. Make them raise it. Make them raise it. And then, as far as Mr. Lonesome and the lawsuit are concerned, people in the diaspora should have seen it as a glorious day, a day to rejoice that somebody had the guts, somebody had the intestinal fortitude and the brain power and the will to say, I am going forward for my people. Instead, you know what we have? We have some of that. But we also have some people that question. I've seen it in some of the chat rooms. People are questioning it on the top about this now going away and why we are doing this and that. Well, you know, I have some choice words to them. I don't want to say it on Jeffrey program because I'm not want to, you know, give him to cursing. But them people, them forgot drawing themselves. Them forgot drawing themselves.
Yeah. No, you know,
it's that rally behind this as a unifying force and say,
remember, political line puppets, you know, that, you know. Yeah, you understand? Because let me tell you this: if the judge corrupt, we take it to you have higher place where we go, and we know a judge because we want to see the clique them, you know. Remember, you know, everything standing there, you know. This man for resign. Him put the nation in a grievous danger right now. See, all right, but you're speaking now. Jeffrey just break the news. What them have? State of emergency now, where am I? Oh, if you use state of emergency, it's a joke.
St. James and Clarendon.
Will you ever find that? Is a storm come and blow down the place or do something or what or what? What kind of state of emergency? All them do is go around and give soldier police powers and soldier and train as police. Them don't know if to deal with people.
I believe that somebody's making money out of this, though, you know.
They might make money out of it.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to tell you them make money?
They make money.
The people them who have the contract. The people who have the contract for the barriers and the canopies them.
And the food
and the porta potty. Somebody needs to look in and just see what make the money. Because even after the state of emergency done, it's still dead in and them collect money and fight.
Bangarang, we have another thing here. Gentlemen, that we have to do this. Give me a few minutes here. We have to run a news item that is just coming into us. Go ahead.
As Natalie said, we only have gas pedal around here, say no. Natalie, you're right. We don't have no brakes around here. It's full speed ahead for we. Because we are committed to the cause. Come what may, we committed to the cause. And there's no turning back. There is no braking. There's no veering off course. It's full speed ahead. And if them know good for them start make some changes and take care of poor people and change up the system. They need to do that because for too long they might be. But you know what happened? This is where you need to shake them up because when you talk, them say yeah, and then move on and nothing gets done. But when
hold
you
on,
move
Mr. Rattigan. Hold on for me.
This is Make We Talk breaking news.
There's an item of news just coming in. An emergency meeting with workers at the Passport Immigration Citizens Agency, PICA, is now underway at the Kingston head office of the Minister of Labour and Social Security. Thus, an emergency meeting of the immigration officers. And hold on there. There's an emergency meeting with workers at the Passport Immigration and Citizens Agency, PICA, is now underway at the Kingston head office of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. If you remember that Wayne Lonesome was the one who broke a news on his program pertaining to some hanky-panky and who want to go down a hedonism too. And who gone to Dubai with taxpayer money. Now they're having an emergency meeting pertaining to wage salaries. It is also that this morning a news came in where the Prime Minister, along with the Minister of National Security and the so-called Commissioner of Police, Twiddly Dum Dum, has ordered an SOE into Clarendon and St. James. And the bunch of fools saying it's going to start at midnight tonight. You don't have an emergency. Huh?
You can't make this up.
SOE. A state of public emergency. And you not advertising on start at midnight tonight. You're sitting around with all of them. It's a money-making thing.
That's a one, but the other thing again, you just need policing, you just to card and you just do your thing and work with the soft policing, man, do undercover work, man. Me have more information than them, you know. Anyway, you see this, because me talk to people on the ground in St. James. And me can, if me, it's me not do the work, and them I get paid, me not get paid for the work, you know. But me can tell you, okay, this quella, that quella, and this one and that. Me can tell you right now. And you say them up and down like them I idiot. Me not have no time for them. Me just, because when them I do, boy, it at me too much.
It is also said that the JTA president may resign. Reasons being because of some wage offer that was signed by the VP. Listen to me. Our country is in a serious state, you know. Jamaica is in a serious state. When you have just the peace taking money from people for sign paper, because some of them who didn't get the just the peace too, they're not working now.
So
Then they can't put chip and
MCV,
tape in it.
then nothing. So them use that for build a thing.
Yes.
And by the way, government should give them a stipend for buy the. I'll give them the papers and the pens.
Well, I am being told that they get the stamp for free.
And them tell me say them buy it, you know. Them have to pay.
No. I am being told I get the stamp for free.
So
because the Minister of Injustice, there, right, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to them.
Okay, you might give them that, but then we give them other accessories too, other papers and thing and other things for write with. Because them say them have to find that. That means, you know, if them a do service.
How many people have been killed so far? I saw something today saying something like in 70 days, something like 200 and something people killed. Almost
have been killed on the road?
No, I'm a sad. Yeah, I think it says like three per day. It's 3 per day. I saw something. Somebody sent me something today.
Yes.
And so the other thing is that remember the communications strategist, my good friend, right? Mr. Brooks. He came on and he said, and I mean that with all sincerity. He's a decent guy. But,
yes, sir.
Yeah. But he came on and he was saying that crime rate is now down 20-something% and this and that. Talk to the 200 families of the 200 and something people were dead since the year start. Talk to them people and see how that resonates.
You have 90 days. And not even what time of the year, and not even 60 days, 70 days, and not even 90 days gone out of the year yet, 3 months not done out of the year yet. So if you're gone over 200 people, you can do the calculation.
Yeah, somebody sent it to me this morning.
February can 28 days, the other one can 31 days. That are not even that one there are 59 days. And much can out of the year now. Much can out of the out of March. 70 days. So I know 90 days yet. So you know, so I don't wanna say you're gonna run 3 pints a day.
Must be.
Well.
We're in a sad state in this country, do you know?
Sad, man. And you know, say up in a Jeffrey, and you know, say me I forgot.
Yes.
Me personally, I forgot running now. Me have so much things to do and get some breakfast. Cause you know, me go to bed, boy.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Rattigan, you wanna continue? We have to go.
I have some core things for them. We can stay a few more minutes still.
Yes. So Jeffrey, and
thank you so much for coming on.
But we go straight now and do some studio thing and them thing there.
Yeah.
You know, say later, you know. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Later. All right. Bless up.
Yeah.
All the audits. Yeah.
All right.
Later.
Yes, Ratty. Have you found what you're looking for about the?
No, I'm looking for it. Yeah, because I saw it this morning. Somebody sent it to me, and it clearly says that they gone 200 and something murders in 70 days. I have to look for it.
The Westmoreland police are investigating a double murder in Buffalo's on Monday afternoon. It's in Buffalo, Westmoreland.
Double murder,
Yeah. The country is in hello. This country is in. I said it before and I say it again, you know. We're knocking behind Haiti's back door. And if we don't get a grip of this, then God help us in this country.
Well, God help us. I forgot help because it don't look like we have a grip on it. We don't have a grip on it. Yes, sir.
Look, your final word, we're gonna wrap up because you have things to do
And I think also the opposition leader is I think somebody put it on the
Yes, at
chat
2
saying,
o'clock he'll be speaking. I'll be brought.
yeah.
Let me say it. Opposition leader Mark Golding will be addressing the parliament in his budget debate this afternoon at 2 o'clock Jamaica time. That's 3 o'clock US time. It will be live on the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel, live from Garden House. We're going to carry that live from Garden House, where the opposition leader will be speaking. We're going to hear what he has to say. And I think on Thursday, the Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Michael Andrew Holness, will address the nation in his budget debate also. We're going to bring that live to the people of the diaspora and to the entire world of what they have to say. So at 3 o'clock US time, 2 o'clock Jamaica time, the opposition leader, Mr. Mark Golding, will be addressing the nation on his budget debate. So we'll bring that to you live. So Ratigan, your final words, then we're going to go live to Garden House at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. It's we're in a sad state. We're really in a sad state, and there's no end in sight. So, and talking to power, speaking truth to power in a literal sense is not working. When that's a literal sense, meaning like just having these programs and doing outreach to them, it's not working. So what we have to do is do the outreach to the people. Forget about the so-called leaders. They're not leaders. They have no idea what they're doing. They can't even lead themselves. So we have to reach out to the people, let the people understand, let the people make a difference, and join them in making a difference, like Mr. Lonesome did with this lawsuit. And I suspect that this is the first.
The beginning.
This is like the opening salvo, yeah, because I suspect that many people will start doing their own thing against the government. And I would like to see the day when we have, again, everything that we're doing, we're going to do it in a peaceful and legal, lawful manner. And since they won't change, we have to force the change that we want. And the best way I can think of to force that change is to take it through the courts and have them. And people say, well, the courts, the courts corrupt. Well, I still have faith in the judiciary in Jamaica. I still have faith in the judiciary. And and if that doesn't work, then there's also the international press, international media. They're picking up the story. And so we need to, if they won't make the change, then we need to name and shame them. Because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, all we have is our reputation. And if your reputation is tarnished, no matter how much money you have, you really can't live a comfortable life, because we're creatures of needs and wants. And one of them is to associate. And if you have if you're the richest person in the world and you don't have any association, nobody talk to you, nobody hang out with you, what's the point? You have to share. And so when you name and shame them, and then the international partners shy away from them, then they will feel the full sting and the full effect of what we're doing. And I just hope and I pray that the diaspora will join in as a unifying force, that we won't be anything like, where, like I'm seeing now, where some people are criticizing. Well, they're kind of like they're lukewarm about what's going on with the lawsuit. This is something that people should be jumping on board and say, hey, how can I be a part of this? What can I do? But you have some people, they're very skeptical, and there are some people out there that they will never be with you. And so you'll just have to ignore them and just move on. And that's how I conduct my life. I look straight ahead. I don't worry too much about the periphery, and especially what's behind me. So I just continue to just move forward. And I just hope that with God's blessings and grace and mercy and forgiveness, that we'll be able to move in a way that will cause the change that will benefit not only us, because we're the people who really need the change are the people in Jamaica, the people who come from right. So these are the people who need a change. We will continue to keep fighting for them. And that's our mission, and that's our goal. And again, thank you for having me, providing the platform so that I can express how I truly feel about these things and give the people hope. give the people a voice, because at the end of the day, we have to be for them, because a lot of them, they don't know the truth. They're being blindfolded, they're being bamboozled. And so it's up to us, the ones who have the knowledge, who have the experience, who have the insights, who have the sources to provide us with the information so that we can expose the government. And I just hope that when we start that in terms of corruption, we start prosecuting people at the top. And it was very sad that the corruption prosecutor, she had the chance and she said it, to prosecute the man at the top, and she just didn't. My argument is, prosecute him and let the court decide what's going to happen.
Right.
Show that you're doing something. Don't let him off the hook. And that's exactly what she did. She let him off the hook. But you know what? God now sleep. He's off the hook for now. But he knows that there's no statute of limitations. He knows that. And he knows what that means. So he's having sleepless nights. And he'll have many, 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 many more sleepless nights. For years to come, he will have sleepless nights. Because he knows that what he did was wrong. And he knows that a lot of the things that he did that we're talking about, he did them. Him wrong.
But you know the funny thing, Mr. Ratigan? Until now, nobody comes out and dispute anything that we're saying.
Well, that's true. And that's very telling. Nobody come out and say, oh, these guys are liars because they said he was over there, but he was over this side. Nobody. There's no dispute. That's why I said the facts, that the things that he put in his that Lonesome put in his complaint are in his appeal to the court, undisputable. I would love to see somebody come out and say, no, this fact is wrong. The fact that the police commissioner didn't get a 91 disapproval rating, that's wrong. Or the statement that he got a 91 disapproval rating is wrong. The statement that there were approximately 1,500 people who died as a result of homicide last year in Jamaica is wrong. The fact that the police commissioner has failed to live up to the duties is I want to see people dispute that. I said that's not true. Also, I think it was you, Jeffrey, who mentioned that. It was Herb who mentioned that the Minister of National Security said that he was giving the police commissioner like 18 months to get things under control.
Mm-hmm.
And 18 months came and went. Not now. In fact, crime rate went up. It went up, and he's still occupying the position. So and then you know, my dear friend Dennis Brooks, who said that we should pay more respect to the police commissioner for the work that he's doing, and we should give him more recognition for the work he's doing, because if he had been in private industry, he would have been lauded. With a 91% disapproval rating, any company, he would be gone. Any private, anything, any company, he would be gone. In fact, most governments, he'd be gone. Most democracies, he'd be gone. But here's what we have. So we just have to use the legal process.
You know, as we close out. Sharon, thank you very much for your prayers for myself, Wilfred Radigan, Wayne Lonesome, and others who are fighting the fight to keep this country going, to let people know that not all of us who may have a name of a Tavares or a Ratigan grew up in luxury. We grew up right behind where Ratigan has his thing there. He grew up behind there. I grew up in Negril.
See there?
I grew up in Negril. And I must lift my hat to my two aunties who helped to raise me. Maria, Juliet, my uncle Danny, they call him Chambone, all from Negril. I shouldn't be calling names on here, but I do it because God protecting us. And my other family, the Tavares family. You know, my grandmother who thought me right from wrong, my godmother, my adopted parents, may God rest their soul. And, you know, as I keep on saying, we came here by labor pay, not by aeroplane. And if nobody don't fight for this piece of rock of ours, who's going to fight for this rock? If nobody don't fight for Jamaica, the land that we call our birth, then who's going to fight for Jamaica? We talk about a 2030 vision to live and work and raise family. Is this the Jamaica we want to live and raise family in? A country that is well renowned around the world of land and wood and water. When last have they built a water reservoir in this country? They keep on saying that the KPH is a type A hospital in the entire Caribbean. When last have they really pumped about $4 billion into KPH? Yet they can find $1 billion to have a census take up. Yet they can find how much $1 billion to build a park downtown Kingston. While our people live in the squalor. While people in Coronation Market have sewer system coming up on the roads. Huh? And this has been going on for years. PNP administration, JLP administration, that's been going on for years. My fellow Jamaicans, the time has come for us to rally around a single cause and a single purpose. When Lonesome has launched a lawsuit against the Commissioner of Police, let us rally around Wayne. Because if we don't do something like that, these people continue milking the coffers of this country. These people continue taking the Jamaican for a bunch of idiots. These people continue saying that we don't have no sense. And while the security of the country is at risk, they're shooting down our black brothers and sisters as blackbird in this country. The biggest multi-billion scandal of all time. And our Prime Minister hasn't addressed the nation. In no other modern democracy can this happen and the Prime Minister not address the nation. The Prime Minister went to Haiti to speak with people about Haiti's security crisis. Yes, Haiti is in a crisis. But clean your yard first. Clean this piece of rock first, Mr. Prime Minister. Clean this piece of rock first, Prime Minister Holness. I have the utmost respect for the office of the Prime Minister. I know you, Prime Minister. You know me. And you know where you know me from. Right in Mona. Yes, I may say things sometimes because I'm upset. But Prime Minister Holness, if you truly love the people of this country, sir, who put you there, if you truly love this country of Jamaica, then Prime Minister, show us that you love us. Show the respect that you're supposed to give to us. Prime Minister Andrew Michael Holness, please, stop letting the poor people of this country eye water be upon you, sir. I'm not the one who said it, you know. The Bible said somewhere already in the Bible, the sins of the mother and father shall follow to the third and fourth generation. Prime Minister Michael Andrew Holness, wake up. Stand up for the poor people of this country. Stop talking down to us. My fellow Jamaicans, the time has come for us to stand up, speak out, do what we have to do. Do what we have to do if we love this piece of rock. And to all my viewers on this noble platform, send out this video to all who you can send it out to. I'm not trying to make money on this platform. I'm speaking out for my set of Jamaicans. Jamaica is my home. No matter in the world I go, I came to this piece of rock by labor pain, not by aeroplane, nor party pain, but by labor pain of my mother. Jamaica is in crisis. And we better stand up and speak out and stop this PNP and JLP bangarang in this country. And I'm speaking to our Prime Minister this afternoon. Prime Minister Michael Andrew Holness, sir. Do you see where this country is going, sir? At the level of corruption in this country? The level of corruption, Prime Minister Holness, don't you see it? The high cost of living in this country? Prime Minister, can't you do something about the PART program and the level of corruption done by the PART program, Prime Minister? And the Ministry of Labour? Do something about it. If you truly love the people of this country, Prime Minister, do something about it. And until you hear my voice again, until you all understand where we're coming from, until you all understand where Wilfred Radigan is coming from, where Jeffrey Tavares is coming from, where Wayne Brown, aka Wayne Lonesome, is coming from. We're not doing this because of money. I don't get paid for this. Wilfred Radigan don't get paid for this. But we find the time to sit down and speak out and speak to our brothers and sisters in Jamaica and in the diaspora. Wake up, Jamaicans. Wake up. Wake up, because there's no other way we can do this. I wanted to speak out and speak for you. For all those who cares have been our concern. The work goes on. The cause endure. The hope still lives. And the dream for a better Jamaica shall never die. May God bless you. And may God bless Jamaica, land we love. On behalf of Wilfred Radigan, may God bless you all. Have a good day. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to all of us on our YouTube channels. God bless you all. Ratty?
Yeah, man, we talk later.
All the best, my brother.
All right, brother.